Do you believe that there's any truth to the saying, mo money, mo problems?
No. Next.
The beautiful thing is we're all human. This all happens. You can do whatever you want. There's consequences, but do whatever you want. People are going to do what they want to do.
100%.
Bottom line.
The baby's crying or the dog's barking. I'm like, you're bad.
Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread.
Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread. Today we're talking about money. People have been begging us to do this. My friends have been like, Kara, baby, give us the advice. Let us know. How do we call in the money? So we're here to help the people of Reddit. Mm-hmm. Right, Kath?
Yes.
We love money here on Two Girls, One Thread because money is opportunity. Mm-hmm. I'm a Republican now.
Just stepping into abundance.
Stepping into abundance, famously my word for the year. We're calling in money. And that's what we're going to do today. Do you want to start? You want to kick us off?
Sure, sounds good. Okay, the first one is from Am I the A-hole?
I can't with the a-hole.
AITA for being angry at my husband for spending my tummy tuck money.
Oh.
My husband, 37, and I, 35, have been together just over 11 years. We have 3 beautiful children. Before we were engaged, we talked about having babies. I said I always wanted to be a mom, but I will be getting the mommy makeover package after I'm done.
Wow.
This is a tummy tuck and possible breast lift. Mm-hmm. I was very clear that I would want us to start saving as soon as I was pregnant with the first baby. First pregnancy hits, and it hits hard, and true to our promise, we start saving. Mm-hmm. After my first child was born, we found out my abdominal muscles had separated and needed to be repaired surgically.
Oh.
This is essentially a tummy tuck. Since giving birth to my first, I have experienced horrible back pain and back spasms due to the separation, but we waited and had 2 more babies. My youngest is now almost 1 year old, so I brought up the surgery to my husband. He asked me if I was sure I wanted the surgery. LOL, yes.
God.
I'm very sure. He asked me why I want it, which I found insane since I've been talking about it for 8 years straight. I told him, 1, I look pregnant all the time due to the separation and I hate it. It makes me feel awful and sad. And 2, the pain was getting unbearable, even with therapy. Well, he tells me I'm being very vain and that he doesn't think I should have it. He completely ignored the pain part. I start to get confused and ask to see the account where it's being saved.
No.
To clarify, we are both on this account, but it was never linked to my online banking. I saw the balance last month at $15,000. He became silent and left the house. I was very confused, so I called up the bank. They told me the account had under $1,000 left.
Oh.
I burst into hysterical tears and called my husband. He answered and didn't say anything. I unload on him about being betrayed by the person I trust most in the world and ask where the hell the money went. He said he was under a lot of stress with the kids.
Oh, God.
I'm a stay-at-home mom and do everything. So he wanted to treat himself and bought a computer for his office.
No.
I told him not to come home, and he hasn't yet. The thing is, he's an excellent daddy and husband, and this is very out of the blue. It has made me so upset that I texted him I wanted a divorce since I seem not to matter.
Damn.
He texted me back saying no divorce, but it was his money anyway.
Oh.
This has damaged us to a level I never thought we could get to. My mother-in-law called me and told me to kick him out, but my own family, especially my mother, is saying she's very disappointed in me and thinks I'm vain and shallow.
What?
I just want to look normal and play with my babies with no pain. AITA.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so they saved up money so that she could get a tummy tuck after having all of her kids. And then her husband, I mean, first of all, it must be some computer. 15,000. Wow. That's a whole gaming setup. Completely. He must be hopefully he's starting a business.
Yeah, mining Bitcoin from home.
Yeah, literally. That's really scary. I thought that he used the money. I figured he went to Turkey and got some plugs or something like that. The only person that I really like in this story, aside from the poster, is the mother-in-law who said, kick his ass out to her own son. No, she's not being an asshole. That's insane.
Yeah.
And everyone's gaslighting her by saying that she's vain.
Completely. I mean, where are the unpaid wages from 8 years of being a stay-at-home wife and mother while she's doing all of that labor?
I think that people get really nasty with money. This is not looking good, that this is his reaction. Anytime somebody's like doubling down and getting defensive immediately instead of apologizing, it's not going to go well. I think it would be cheaper for him to return the computer than it would be to pay alimony and child support on 4 kids.
I think so too.
But you never know. And then he's also going to have to pay to get a nanny because he doesn't take care of his own kids. I also hate when somebody in married couples says it's my money or like that. I'm like, then don't marry her. Then don't, like, are you together or not? Like, have a prenup, do your thing, like whatever you need to do to protect your trust fund in the future. But it's like, I just can't be Venmoing my husband.
And I think it's fine if he, has been using this as a buffer account and there's a bit of a fluctuating balance over the 8 years, but he should recognize that their youngest is now 1.
Yes.
She's going to come calling, wanting to collect, wanting to schedule the surgery.
Of course.
Like, he should have anticipated that.
He doesn't care. He did anticipate it. He didn't care. He did it. It didn't matter. I just think that you guys had these kids together. You made this agreement up front. And then now on the back end, he's trying to rescind the offer because he decided that he wanted to go platinum on his desktop computer setup at work.
Completely.
It's kind of embarrassing.
And I feel like at the end of the day, if you give your wife a tummy tuck, she's probably going to be feeling better about herself, refining her sexuality. I think he'd have a lot more to gain from it than he even thinks.
Yeah, he definitely would. But I don't think that he's thinking that far ahead. He's probably just like sending, who knows if it was all on the computer. I bet like, maybe 5,000 on the computer, maybe 10,000 to some cam girls, OnlyFans subscriptions. It's just like such a classic cringe story that he's going to kind of abandon her now, like basically using his wife as just a cow to have his children. And then like, oh, wow, such a man. You don't have 15K?
Yeah.
Honey.
Let's see what some of the edits are. Edit to add. He said he thought I didn't want it anymore since I haven't talked about it in a few months, and he thought I'd never realize. And he has seen me struggle with the pain for years and has taken me to every therapy appointment. Also, the money was transferred to his solo account. I have one too. For fun money, we transfer the equal amounts to each of us when we can. I cannot see the transactions after the transfer.
What the hell?
Edit. Reading the comments after only 30 minutes of this post being up has made me realize what an idiot I am. Thank you, everyone, for educating me on computers and prices. I guess that's it.
Damn.
Edit. He texted me, I am so sorry, honey. I lost my mind for no reason at all. When I married you, I said in sickness and in health, and I broke that promise.
Stop.
The money is sitting in my account still, and I will move it back tomorrow morning as soon as I can.
Wow.
We talked about the recovery time for surgery and the time I needed to take off to watch the kids and run the house. It has made me panic a great deal, so I moved it thinking you wouldn't mind me spending it and we just save up again.
No.
I did it out of panic and frustration and did not expect you to find out so soon. I planned on returning it and telling you what I did and why. I understand if you want a divorce and to leave me behind. I am staying with Nathaniel tonight, sweetheart. Russ and I will fix it all tomorrow, I promise you.
Ew.
You will have the surgery you wanted. I'm a selfish, stupid man, and I hope you can forgive me. For the first time in my relationship with this man, I don't believe an effing word he wrote.
Yeah.
He always told me I had it easy, not working, and now he's saying he can't handle a week in my shoes.
Stop.
I feel ice cold toward my husband, and it is a sick feeling. My dad and aunt, police officer, are coming to stay the night. I will think long and hard about this relationship and everything I read here.
Damn.
Thank you, everyone. I think this concludes the post.
This guy is a loser and a liar, and he should use some of that money to take some acting classes because it's so embarrassing the way that he can't even come up with something that's believable. I feel like his mom came over and like threatened to beat his ass or like cut him out of the inheritance, gave him $15,000 to
sure.
fix the situation
That's
because
what I'm
he's
saying.
like, you're not going to get fucking divorced from your wife with 4 kids right now.
Yeah.
You idiot. And so then that's what he's doing. And now I'm thinking that he's cheating on her. It's just that vibe. He's giving that vibe of like, he doesn't give a shit.
And if I feel like the money was that instant of the transfer, like he could presumably send it in that moment. Be like, I just
Correct.
sent it back.
That's why
the
he's a
fact of,
liar.
like, yeah, the 24 hours.
No, he's literally a liar. And then she doesn't have access to the joint account, but he did. Honey, guys, we gotta stop. All right, this will cheer us up. So this is from the Reddit thread, parents. Should we use my kid's money he's made through being a social media star? Dad advice. Details vague on purpose. We have a son who's developed quite a following on various social media platforms, gaming, lifestyle, biking, etc. So much so, in fact, that by this time next year, he'll be making more than us, his parents, if he ends up getting these sponsors and other collab deals. I just found out that due to the White House craziness that I'm going to be laid off within a month and I'm the sole provider for the family. My son believes all his money should be his and when he turns 16 wants to buy a sports car, etc., etc. But my job is unique and we would have to move to maybe find a similar job. We are lower middle class in small town America from humble beginnings. We make things work, but without my job, we'll be on welfare or assistance. So would it be wrong to use his income to sustain our family while looking for a job, or do I continue to save it for him? What do you think, Kat?
I think he should do everything he can to not touch his child's money.
Yes, including not touch his child's money. So what was the plan before your kid started becoming a gamer influencer like a year ago? What was your contingency for your family and yourself if you ever lost your job or got laid off? Were you going to put your kids in like to all the kids? Have they been like, are some of the kids in pageants or some of them, in dance moms and you're just trying to see like what's going to hit? I don't really understand I don't even feel like there's a question here.
And I think like at the end of the day, he should focus on preserving the sanctity of his future relationship with his son.
Right.
I think taking money to supplement, the family life is only going to get messy and complicated.
Yes.
And you can say to yourself that I'm going to pay it back and maybe you do, but most likely you won't.
No.
So I think unless he can identify tangible ways in which he's contributing to his son's ability to make money, he has no right to touch the money.
It's not his money. You're exploiting your own child. If you want to take your kid's money, who's an influencer, do what all the other ones do and pretend to be their manager and take a cut that way. And then also like, do influencers not have any protection? Because like child actors have like the Coogan laws and all these different things. So now there's all these scam artists, nasty parents who are just like exploiting their kids and putting them on TikTok. And then we know that this is already happening.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then using that as their income. I just think it doesn't really matter. Yeah, of course, he's 16 and he's saying like, oh, I want to get a sports car or whatever. Like, if anything, they should be doing something like set up a trust fund or that he gets his money released at, certain amounts if they're worried about him blowing all of it. But if I was this kid, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm going to spend it all on a sports car and my greedy ass parents are going to take it. I'd rather do something with it than give it to this loser. I think it's despicable, to be completely honest.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, he could end up helping, support his parents when he grows up.
Right.
But that needs to be his independent decision as an adult.
Yes. And they all do that anyway. Like most of these child stars are just guilted into it. JoJo's been funding her family for how many years? Always find a way to bring JoJo Siwa into the conversation. But a lot of them do it anyway because they feel bad or they want to take care of their parents because their parents have been good to them and not trying to take advantage of them. Yeah. So that's why he probably knows his son's never going to pay him out because he's probably just a beta is my guess. Right, Kath? But yeah, I think like if you're going to have kids, maybe don't think of them as an income source. Maybe like think of some other ideas of what you might do if
that's true.
You lose your job.
Wasn't the adage used to be if you had a farm, you'd have more children so they could provide labor for the farm?
Wait, what is the adage? not seeing the connection. Wait, say that
Right?
again. No, say it again. What do you mean?
It's like people used to have children for a labor force.
To work the
Yeah,
farm.
to work the farm.
Right. And are you proposing that we should kind of get back to that?
I don't know. Maybe,
Okay.
having TikTok stars is like the new farm, the digital farm.
Wow.
Pop the kids out and put them to work online.
There you go. What a beautiful world that we live
Yeah.
in. Yeah. I mean, as long as the dad gets his bag, I guess we're all set. Okay. What do you got, KJ?
I think it is funny though. Like if you're almost, I don't really follow mom talk, but if you're a mom influencer and arguably, let's say, monetizing content with your children in it.
Yeah.
I mean, when those kids get a little bit older, are they like, Mom, you owe me money?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
maybe
I was a cute kid that basically people were liking the video for. No one really cared about you.
Yeah,
let's
of
be
course.
honest.
But that's what all these documentaries are about. That's what all these parents are doing. And it's just really sad.
Yeah.
So hopefully they set something up that the kids can come and sue these guys out of their money that they've probably already spent.
Yeah. That's why I think the way to go is just to be a dog influencer.
Yes.
Because the dog never can really come for the money that you owe him.
I've literally always said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that the dog can't come for the money. That's so dark. That's literally so dark.
Okay, the next one is from family. My wife's been hiding a secret. I'm 35 and my wife and I have been struggling to make ends meet. We have a baby who's 3 months old. We have a house and lots of other debt. We live paycheck to paycheck, so I decided to get a second job as a security guard. My wife works as a nurse. Well, today I found out my wife has a different bank account with a different bank and $233,000 saved up.
Damn.
I don't know where this money came from. My heart sank, so I asked her. She said it's savings. Savings? She gave me no explanation why she's hiding the money and no explanation where it came from. She just told me yesterday she wishes she could have more money. She got mad and says I have no right to ask her about the money.
Whoa.
Any advice?
Whoa. I mean, I do think that women always need a little bit of walking money, right? You always
think so, too.
make sure you're not going to be totally screwed or totally dependent on somebody. Arguably, everybody probably needs that. But traditionally, there's people alive today that still remember women not being able to open their own bank accounts and stuff. So we have not really advanced that far. Well, I think that the money is probably money that her family gave her or she inherited and basically just doesn't want to put it in the community property pile. But if you do end up getting divorced, wouldn't that all that would all come up anyway, right?
I think traditionally inheritance isn't included in the pot unless, there's been you transfer it to yourself to pay for certain things maybe.
I see. So what do you think it's from?
I think if you use, let's say your inheritance to buy a house with a partner, the home is community property.
Right, okay.
But as long as you keep the cash separate, it's not.
I get why people have to be this cynical because as we know and read all these posts, so many people are absolute nightmares and you can't even trust the person that you're sleeping next to. But it's it is just scary to me, all these couples that get married and they're hiding these huge secrets. There's just no transparency up front. I mean, that's a big secret. Obviously, we're not getting the whole story. I would love to hear from the wife, but is it $233,000 that she has? Is that an OnlyFans? Is that why would she not tell her husband? Basically is my question. Cause I feel that is something is up, has he spent a lot of her money?
Yeah.
Does she not trust him?
I mean, probably in the sake of having some walking money as well. That security in the back of your mind.
Right. But then in the present, they have a 3-month-old and they're struggling to pay their mortgage and to do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So what could the justification be of why she would not be contributing some of that to help the whole family, including herself? So she's choosing to kind of have this stress and suffer day to day when she actually has a solution to help them.
Maybe she's trying to hold her husband's feet to the fire a little bit.
Oh, okay. To step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's punishing herself and the child and him by doing so. Okay. People's minds are beautiful, beautiful places and things.
Let me see what top comment is. I mean, I guess it's better. He's complaining like it's such a terrible secret to find out.
Right.
Better that than finding out that she's $200K in debt.
That's such a good point. Right.
Let's see. Do you guys have your own checking accounts or just a joint? If you just have a joint account, she may be saving it for escape money in case she needs to leave for some reason. A lot of women do it because they're afraid if there's a divorce, they won't be able to support themselves alone.
Right.
I'd be more curious about how she got the money. You don't save $200K just by putting $20 away here and there. She must have some source of income you don't know about.
She's probably a dog influencer. She's probably selling pictures of his feet.
Well, she's being a horrible person by hiding this when they're struggling with debt while they raise a family.
Damn. What would you do if you were him?
I'm just curious about how he found out. You know, with online banking these days, it's not like she's left the paper statement out and he happened to overlook it.
Left the computer, phone open.
To me, it feels like he found out in like a slightly sketchy way.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think that we're obviously not hearing the full story, even from him. I don't think he's telling the full story, obviously, of their history, because he's just like, I have a newborn and I'm working so hard, and then my wife has all this money she will give us. And it's like, honey, what have you done? What have you contributed to this dynamic? Like something
Completely.
had to have happened.
I don't know. I feel like those traveling nurses can make a lot of money, though.
She's just got a whole secret career in profile. Or she went to law school and like didn't tell him. She wanted to surprise him. No, that would be for debt. She didn't make all this money. I have no idea what the hell is going on. But you're right. He should be happy that she's got the money, and he should be getting on his hands and knees and begging that she throws him a couple of freaking coins. But I wish them well. Right? Love and light to everybody. Okay. Here's something. This is from the Reddit thread, What Do I Do? Okay. My dad, 60s, keeps getting catfished by women in their 30s. He just sent $150 to her. What can I do? And I'll have to show you the photos. My dad is in his 60s and keeps talking to women online who claim to be in their 30s. I'm sorry. Okay. He just started navigating the online dating scene looking for, quote, companionship. I've caught multiple catfishes before by reverse searching their photos, but this one's harder. He just sent her $150 for a, quote, broken phone, and now she says she wants to come stay with him for a week. Oh, God. She told my father she's in her 30s, has a son who is 3. She's a police officer in Tennessee, but wants to move. Red flags. She's never video chatted or called. The phone number she gave is disconnected and doesn't match the iPhone she claims to have. I ran multiple reverse image searches, Google, TinEye, Yandex, Bing. Okay, detective. And can't find her pictures anywhere else. Also, only talks to women on Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. I told him a normal woman would just use her number. I'm attaching one of the photos she sent, no minors included. I'm not looking to shame my dad. I just need to know if this person is real, a stock photo, or stolen pics from someone else. Has anyone seen this picture before or know how I can track down the original source? Any tools or methods I haven't tried? Thanks in advance. I just want to protect him. I know she's fake. I just can't find proof other than the obvious.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what do you think would happen if she shows up for that visit?
Then the son can apologize. Mm-hmm. I think we both
this
know.
is a son.
I think so.
Okay.
It's, let's see. My dad's in his 60s. Yeah. I mean, I guess I just assumed it could be a daughter. For some reason, I feel like it's a son, but yeah, I guess it could be either the child of this dad. I mean, if it's happened multiple times, like this is an ongoing issue that the kid has to keep like looking through the dad's dating profiles and catching multiple catfish. Like obviously this person is not real. If you've seen 90 Day Fiance, even one episode, you know, the biggest red flag is the no FaceTiming or video calls, and then the number is not even connected to the iPhone. Why are they talking in Signal? Like, how did a 60-year-old man learn how to even use any of those things?
Yeah, that is funny.
But why do they need is the dad not going to believe the kid until they get this hard proof? It seems like we're already at the point where you could give dad an intervention. Stop sending your money to women you've not met physically in person, at least? Start with that.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious though. I mean, $150 isn't that much money.
Right.
And now supposedly this visit's going down. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
That
A person shows up.
moves in and just exploits and like
Oh,
slowly
okay.
drains all of his money, like gets him to sign over money, gets him to sign some kind of prenup, says that she needs to be bailed out of a child custody issue,
Yeah.
says someone is threatening her. I mean,
But that could happen with
endless.
him dating anyone.
Yeah, that's true. But it's starting out like this and there being those huge red flags, like it clearly does feel like exploited. And I think people start sometimes with smaller amounts because it's like 150 here. Oh, my car broke down. Can you give me $700? Oh, actually, my kid's not going to be able to go on this. Or, oh, actually, and then it becomes, why don't I just send you an allowance every month? And then you can use that, sweetheart, because you're so good to me and
Yeah.
I love your companionship. You know, I think it's that kind of situation. And I think the kid is just like, Dad, stop. Literally stop. Like, I've already proven this to you. I don't know why it's not coming up in the Google reverse image search. I feel like it could be like a screenshot of a real person's photo. Maybe that, like sometimes it's harder. I don't know. But what do you think that this guy should do to get his dad to stop?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for men doing what they can to help bridge the gender wage gap.
That's so true, Kat. Thank you for that.
I guess if it was my own father, though, I would be like, Dad, you can just save that for me when you eventually leave this hallowed earth. Instead of sending it to these anonymous women, just save it for me and let it accrue interest. Yeah, I mean, I think I see where the son's coming from.
But the dad he's not going to do that because he's doing this because he wants companionship. He wants a woman who's giving him attention in a certain kind of way.
I guess
probably.
maybe I would have the son. If I was the son, I would get him an OnlyFans account.
Get the dad an OnlyFans account for him to,
like
sell pictures of his own body to fund his catfishing habit.
No, I was just gonna say maybe he could find a girlfriend on OnlyFans, like the companionship of that if he wants. And
That'll be way more expensive.
really,
Yes, because then he's going to
then
get
at least you get a face with it.
subscriptions. Yeah, but that's going to be what, because then you're on auto plans. He's going to subscribe to a bunch of channels. I mean, if this guy is such a sucker, it's not going to be hard to.
I know. I do wonder what the
him off.
monthly spend is for the average man on OnlyFans.
For the average man that's just like, what? Well, first of all, what's is there really an average man?
I don't know.
The above average man?
Is it 100, 200?
I think it could be for sure. I mean, I think like a lot of pages will be like maybe 10, 15, $20 a month, but they're not just subscribing to one. And then you can also like gift your person. You can have private chats. You can do this.
Yeah,
you can do, take it offline. Yeah, I definitely don't think getting dad set up on the OnlyFans. I think.
I mean,
you're
what
gonna be
the
fucked.
highest creator on OnlyFans last year supposedly made I think like $46 million.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I think maybe a solution for dad, let's get him a dog. How about that? If he wants a companion, maybe helping him go to like a local speed dating event. Not that you can't be exploited from someone, but if it's just that you meet in real life, but if it's like already this bad before you've even met. And then on top of that, she's got a kid and she's a cop. So this is not going to be a match.
I think he could also just put like a female voice on ChatGPT.
Yeah, as his companion. Maybe the son can do that. And then maybe that's what it is. The son can set up a ChatGPT girlfriend for the dad and be like, hey, and also, I know you're a generous guy. You might want to send her a little bit of money, set up like a fake Roblox bank account. Anything besides just having a direct conversation with the dad, who obviously is not going to listen.
Have you ever been catfished?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think so. I think that I have seen so much reality TV and 90 Day and Catfish and all these things that I think it would be hard to do. Have you though?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
But some of the operations are pretty professional.
The catfish?
Aren't they running them out of Africa a lot of the time?
I think they're running them from all over the damn place. I think that there's...
Remember some Vice episode they were showing this like catfish capital in Africa.
Yeah. There's also, I remember a story on Love and Radio, this like podcast that I love, where there was this person that was basically baiting pedophiles and catfishing them and then essentially getting them to, blackmailing them and then saying, well, if you don't want me to share this with your work or your wife or your kids, then you're going to send me this amount of money. I'm very in favor of that. I mean, drain all the money from these motherfuckers.
I don't know when Catfish came out on MTV. I feel like I was a little phase out of MTV by then. But when I have watched a handful of episodes over the years, it is so good.
It is really good.
It's so interesting.
It's extremely interesting. And it's funny because the thing is, and this is kind of goes back to the original poster, if there's anything I've learned from watching that show, it doesn't actually matter how much proof you have. People are going to believe what they want to believe. Like literally the amount of times where they'll bring out somebody and it's like, oh, this is my 22-year-old supermodel girlfriend. And then it'll be like a 400-pound guy who's a truck driver from like another state. And they'll be like, this is Stacy. And still the person will be like, no, it's not. And they'll literally show the computer on their phone. No, that's not her. Stacy would never do that to me. So people are so delusional that there's nothing that we can probably.
So maybe that is a good use case for ChatGPT then.
Yeah, I think so. I think
cut out these catfish middlemen.
Yeah. Oh my God. Cut out the middleman and just let all of the money go to ChatGPT and AI. Okay. This is from the Reddit thread Christianity. I tried to, quote, sell my soul at 14. 20 years later, my life is suspiciously perfect and I'm terrified to approach God because of it. Okay, advice. I want to preface this by saying that I know this subreddit sees a lot of posts that are actually mental health crises or people looking to trap believers in a debate. This is neither. I'm a healthy, happily married adult with a stable career. I'm writing this because I am genuinely scared and don't know where else to turn. I didn't grow up with faith and I'm afraid to start now because of something I did when I was a child. When I was 14, I was in a very dark place. My parents had split. I was living in poverty and social housing. My mother was absent and I was being bullied relentlessly at school. I was completely hopeless. One night, in total desperation, I prayed to anyone who was listening. I verbally said I would sell my soul for even a glimmer of a normal life. The problem is, I think something might have listened. Immediately after that, my life turned around in a way that feels unnatural. I lost weight and glowed up in a matter of months. Losing the weight without even trying, I passed exams I didn't study for, even though I hadn't been to class in months. I met my wife shortly after, and we're still happily married 20 years later. I joined the military and have had uncanny luck ever since. I have decent wealth, decent health, and a wonderful, healthy family. But the specific nature of the luck is what scares me. Whenever a money issue pops up, we get lucky soon after, winning a small lottery amount or a bonus at work that covers what we need. Even scarier is my physical safety. I've been in car accidents where I wasn't at fault, and while the other driver ended up with broken bones, I walked away with a single bruise. There was also an incident at work where many lives could have been lost, including my own, but against all odds, everything worked out fine. There are many examples of this. I'm now in my mid-30s. I feel pull towards faith, but I'm terrified that I'm already owned by something else. I'm scared that if I step into a church or try to pray to God, the other shoe will drop and I'll lose everything. Or worse, that I'm already condemned because of that bargain I made as a desperate kid. From a Christian perspective, is it actually possible to sell your soul? Did I lock myself out of God's grace, or is this just paranoia? Am I being narcissistic thinking this way? Too long didn't read. As a desperate 14-year-old, I prayed and offered to sell my soul for a better life. 20 years later, my life is statistically too lucky. Money appearing when needed, walking away from bad accidents unhurt. And I'm afraid to approach Christianity because I fear I already made a deal with something else. What do you think, Kath?
I think you should be knocking.
Yeah, 100%. Honey, you're lucky as hell.
Yes.
Don't do anything. And you can have a faith relationship. You don't have to go in church. Get a personal relationship. But yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I think he almost has this mindset that he's not deserving of all these things.
Exactly.
Like a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
And yet it seems that he's still manifesting abundance, which is kind of counterintuitive to what people preach about manifestation.
He's so ashamed. I feel like the word that came up over and over, scared. I'm so scared. I feel like I want to relieve this poster's guilt. It's okay. it's okay that you did this. You didn't sell your soul to anybody. Maybe you just like manifested something and then you're scared and you don't even feel like you deserve this, or there's some part of you because of the background that you came from, you feel like you don't deserve this kind of thing. I feel like that happens, but I wish I could take away their guilt and their shame. They're so scared because things are working out. And I feel like that is a thing that happens to people, that if you're coming from a background that wasn't that stable, for sure.
And it sounds like he's done the work. Like he joined the military.
Right.
Him and his partner. So they met young and have now spent the past 20 years building a life together. I think that's just the outcome of like all their hard work and sacrifice.
Exactly. Like, don't give all your power away and like give yourself no credit. You know, I think that, and luck, you know, it's like when you do get lucky and you view yourself as lucky and you're like, money's always coming to me, it does kind of work that way and it will double up on itself. But the specific fear of, if I walk into a church, that everything is going to go to hell, like, how do you alleviate that feeling? You know, I feel like that's why he's posting in this Christianity board. He wants like somebody who has a religious background to alleviate that for him.
Well, the idea of selling your soul, it's, in my mind, I then kind of think like, to what end and how does that manifest in his day to day? Because it seems that he's an upstanding person who's still doing right by the people around him.
Right.
So this idea of selling your soul, I mean, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I think people sell their souls all the time. Like even if you're atheist and you don't believe in a higher power, it's like you can sell your soul if you're doing something for money or doing something that is completely against your own beliefs or that you know is super wrong, but you're still doing it, even though there's obviously context and difficult situations. I think that, to me, that it's like betraying yourself is kind of the...
But it doesn't sound like
he's doing that.
Yeah, that's his situation. So it just seems like he has this idea of selling his soul, like branded very strongly into his psyche.
I mean, from my background, you know, not being presently religious, but from the background, like, I don't think that that's I've never heard of that. You know, maybe he should post, I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe he should post in the Reddit Catholic board, and maybe they'll, not known for alleviating people's guilt, but even like in a faith context, is that a thing? Do people really believe that? Is he worried that like the literal devil? Why don't you think that, why doesn't he think that God gave him this and then there wouldn't be retribution?
And I don't know, maybe he just has some family of origin dysfunction,
right?
Which has led him to feeling like deep down, he's not a good person.
Yes.
And so it's almost like, you know, over the past 20 years, he's lived out this reality of being a good person, but he fears that there's like that lack of internal alignment. But I think that's wrong. I think like you are who you are, how you act on a day-to-day basis.
Totally. So. And I feel like I read similar stories, or I've heard similar stories where someone from a similar background will do something at a desperate time in their life, like steal from somebody or do something, and then they have all this tremendous guilt about that. And then how do they pay for it? But like, he literally just in his own head or out loud said, like, please, I would sell it, just please save me. Like, that is like a plea to the universe and to, you know, himself and all these things. So I feel bad for the guy. I don't know. But it seems like, there's something in that internal like OG wiring. Somebody was putting some shit messages in his head. But I don't believe that he sold his soul to the devil. I don't think he sold his soul. He has his soul. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. And I think the beautiful thing about a faith practice is he can kind of almost channel that anxiety, existential angst into the sort of higher power and realize that, hey, like I've come this far through a lot of hard work and sacrifice. So I deserve where I am in life. I deserve this family. Yeah.
Or giving back, like if he wants a different way to like channel that energy, figuring out a way that he can doing a big brother, big sister kind of program, or putting the money, or like using that good luck to help as many people as he can. But I do agree with your initial instinct, which is just knock on wood, baby. Like, you're chilling, you know, it's okay.
Okay. The next one is from family. My parents are making me choose between inheritance and my relationship.
Damn.
Hey, I'm 28 female and I've been with my boyfriend 30 male for 4 years. We got engaged in September and everything was fine until I told my parents. My family has money. My grandparents set up trust funds for me and my two brothers. Mine is around $840K and I get access when I turn 30 or when I get married, whichever comes first.
Whoa.
2 weeks ago, my parents sat me down and said, if I want the trust when I get married, I need my fiance to sign a prenup and keep it separate. Apparently, it's been a condition the whole time, but no one mentioned it until now. My dad said it's not about my fiance specifically, it's just family policy. My older brother had to do the same thing 3 years ago. I told my fiance last week and he completely shut down. He said if I loved him, I wouldn't need a legal document and that planning for divorce before marriage is insane. I tried explaining it's just about the trust fund, but he thinks my family is calling him a gold digger. He keeps saying my brother's situation was different because my brother makes more money than his wife. My fiance and I make about the same. He's a project manager making like 10K less than me. Now he's saying we should wait to get married until after I turn 30 so the prenup isn't an issue.
Whoa.
That's 2 years away and we already put deposits down.
Whoa.
My parents are saying if I marry him without the prenup, I lose the trust completely and they'll redistribute it to my brothers.
What?
My mom keeps calling, crying, saying I'm throwing away my future. My fiance hasn't stayed over in 5 days and barely texts back. My brother told me I'm being dramatic and to just get the prenup. I don't even care about the money that much, but it's also almost $1 million. But I also love him, and now I feel like I'm choosing between him and my family. How did this fall apart so fast?
Damn. Money messes people up. I think the guy's obviously taking it. I don't know if he's a gold digger or not. I don't have enough context, but he obviously is hurt. I think like people do get genuinely hurt because they're taking it personally. You definitely can't take it. I mean, you're marrying your wife comes from like a millionaire family. You can't take that shit personally. It's like, obviously you're going to have to sign a prenup. It wouldn't matter who she was marrying. I do believe that.
Yeah, of
that
course.
they would have done that. The only thing that feels a little bit sus is that he's like trying to say, although these are things everybody says, but trying to say like, oh, well, if you really love me, you would do this. Like that is a little... my feelers are going up, a little bit of a red flag that he's trying to say, well, if you did this, or let's hold off on the wedding for 2 years so we don't have to deal with the prenup. And like from what she's saying, it seems like she would kind of be, and they're not, neither of them are like strapped for cash, but it feels like her spirit feels kind of generous. Like she's never worried about money. It's like, baby boy, she's going to take care of you. Relax. You're going to botch the whole thing because... what? Like you love this person. That ultimately is like the biggest win, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can take care of yourself with your job. And then and it's not even saying he wants to be entitled to the money. I think it's like the principle of it sounds like. I mean, you're pro prenup.
I am pro prenup.
I am as well.
Well, I just think the idea of like, he doesn't know the grandparents. They're the ones who worked hard to make the money to seed the trust and all the rest of it. So it kind of is wild to expect this random person who comes into one of like the grandkids' lives to now think that he's owed anything from that.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're not entitled to somebody else's like trust fund or inheritance. You're not entitled to the money that they made. You just don't be an entitled piece of shit. And if you're not moving through the world that way, it's like I said, I think that she would naturally be taking care of him anyway, and vice versa. Like, I think it's more important to find a person that has the right like spirit of that and the right mentality where they're like, this is like us and we're building a life together. And if he doesn't have the energy of like, I'm going to try to come for your trust fund money, she's not going to have the defensive energy if like they both were moving from an honest place, which I feel like she is actually. What do you think though? No?
No, I think she is coming from an honest place. She just seems like she might be loving the drama a little bit. She's like, my mom's calling, my brother's calling.
But why are they being so drama?
She obviously presumably grew up with a pretty charmed existence.
Of course, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe she isn't that financially literate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, anyone knows, can get up to speed when you're about to come into $1 million of your own money? I don't, when someone explains it to you, like why a trust exists, why the prenup makes financial sense, I think it's hard to not find a use case for it.
And also, like, when you get a prenup, you do each have to have a lawyer. So there's going to be someone looking out for his interest too. Like, I'm sure that it's going to be set up in a way that arguably might even, benefit him in the future or have something set up in the future. But yeah, I just think like, why did you not have any of these discussions before you got engaged? Feels like a prenuptial agreement should be something you talk about before you decide that you want to actually get married and put down deposits, you know, for your DJ. Like, what? I don't know. Are people truly just blindly getting married, having kids, never having discussions, and then it pops up on the back end? They're like, wait a second, you're an alcoholic and you stole all my money. Like, what is happening for people? I mean, as someone who's been divorced and didn't have a prenup, I will say that that is not a romantic or sexy process to go through, even if you don't have any assets. So there is a world where you could make that argument of like, you're actually, it can't, there's a world where it could be a more loving thing to do. And what if you want to get divorced, or what if she wants, like, shit happens, you know what I mean? So I think like if you are delusional enough to think that you are above everyone in the world and you don't think that there's any chance that you would ever get divorced, like, I don't know, maybe you should not get married or find somebody who has those same beliefs as you.
I think so too. Let's see, top comment. And even there's a lot of online sites now, Hello Prenup. I was actually reading an article that they're saying a lot more millennials were using prenups to deal with topics of everything from dog custody and whatnot.
Oh, God. Okay. Why are you triggering me today?
I'm sorry this is happening to you. His reaction to the prenup is what gets me. Your fiance shutting down when you mentioned it and saying your family is calling him a gold digger is a huge red flag.
Yeah.
A prenup protects both of you, not just your family's money. If you're bringing $840K into the marriage and he makes way less than you, a prenup makes sure you're both clear on what happens if things don't work out. My husband and I did one before we got married, and of course it wasn't romantic, but it was necessary. The fact that he won't even discuss it and now is barely responding to you says a lot about how he handles difficult conversations.
Totally. Yeah, I was going to say that too. It's like, even if you didn't, just broaching that topic and kind of getting a temperature check, even if you don't actually do it, is going to be super revealing for sure.
Everyone who got divorced thought they wouldn't get divorced.
Yeah.
It's such a seriously juvenile thing to say. Planning before we get married to get divorced is insane. It's just being financially responsible. I agree with the other user. If he's shut down over this, the issue that he can't communicate over, this is a larger issue than the prenup.
Damn. I do get why his feelings are hurt, though. And I do think that all rich people generally think that, like, poor people, even though he's not poor, it sounds like, you know, are gold diggers. Like, everyone just thinks that all the time. So they've got their, you know, defenses up against it. But who would be good enough for their baby girl? You know what I mean? Probably like her brother who has the same trust fund. You know what I mean? It's like, there's probably not going to be a lot of guys that are going to like walk in and not be called that also. So I do think, the emotions are too high. We got to like settle down, you know?
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do when you have a real problem? That's my question.
And I don't know. I think especially from the female point of view, it's good. Like, make sure the man knows that he's going to be expected to still be like the financial leader of the family.
Yeah, put his ass in his place. Get to work, honey. You should be making more than me, right? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just all a chip on his shoulder that his wife makes more money than him. That makes him feel secure. And then now on top of it, she's got this big, you know, lump sum that she's all of a sudden going to have access to. Again, this is the second example just in this episode of men finding out the women that they're with have a lot of money and them receiving that as bad news. I don't know. I don't get that. I really think probably the upside is going to be a lot higher for you.
Completely.
But
I think he just needs to stay in his own lane, like keep working hard to come into professional alignment.
Right.
Get as large of a bag as he can. And then, his wife having financial support from her family probably won't be the worst thing down the road.
Yeah, I think it's definitely not the worst thing. He's going to be okay. If he doesn't botch this, because then you're going to have bigger problems when you look back and you're like, oh, why did I do that? Okay, this is from the Reddit thread Confessions. I earned about $3,500 from a, quote, pay pig who had kids older than me. This is going to be a really wild and weird story. I'll call this man M. This encounter went on for around 7 months. M had reached out to me on Instagram and asked for my Cash App, begging to send me money. Curious and with little to lose as it's Cash App, I sent him my username. $50 was deposited into my account. Obviously, I was shocked. At first, I thought this must be some sort of laundering black money someone is trying to dispose of. He then explains what findom is to me: financial domination. People get off to sending money and being used like an ATM by attractive women, goddesses. This confused me at first as why would someone get off to being treated so poorly and pay for the experience? After some explaining and being an 18-year-old at the time with no money, I just went along with it. I looked into it, searched up different ways to be a good dom and what methods to keep it interesting. Not before long, I was spending a lot of time talking to this man and also being paid a very generous amount. I asked what his long-term goals were so I could sort of use findom in a positive way too. It soothed my guilt a little bit. I implemented calendars to control his schedule. I created fitness plans, punish him for messing up his diet. I listened to him like a therapist. He got off to me a lot from being mean to him, and I created a rewards wheel that appealed to his gambling addiction. Was a huge poker player. This ended up being around $3,500 plus of sends after sends for different punishments demands. I ended up using some of the money to travel to a different continent, the US, to meet my Minecraft friend of 7 years for 2 weeks and had an amazing summer. I lied to my parents at the time. They thought I was going to a local holiday resort with my friend and her family. What does eat at my guilt a bit is the fact that he was a man in his 50s, a pretty high position of power, a wife, and 3 kids, all older than me. I'm not too sure what the takeaway here is. I won't say I'm necessarily proud of what I did, as even though the wife doesn't know I'm still involved, and he was emotionally cheating on her to me. I also won't say if given the chance to go back in time, I wouldn't do what I did. $3,500 in minimum wage here for an 18-year-old is $8. I would have had to work 437 plus hours to earn that amount. Thank you for reading my confession. Please don't crucify me. What do you think, AJ?
I think next time around, she should dream bigger.
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm not doing a meal plan for you for like $3,500.
That's all in. Mm-hmm. That's all in. You were barely even getting paid maybe $20 an hour for all the work you're doing for this. Oh my God. I know. She's being exploited, not the pay pig. 100%. 3,500? Yeah, because she's 18. She's like working minimum wage. She's like, that's a lot of money. Baby, there should be nothing with less than 3 zeros on every payment that this piece of shit is sending you. And you should not feel guilty, because he has kids and a wife and all this stuff. Like, fuck this guy.
I love that. I received $50 and wondered if it was part of a money laundering scheme.
I know.
It was cute.
Okay, top commenter, nah, you're fine. Nice job. Where do I find a dude like that? I could use some help with my bills. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of the findom market, I think, is thriving. And I think that more people should probably look into it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's definitely a thing. Mm-hmm. I have never done it, but I know I could do it with men for sure, because I would have absolutely no problem eviscerating them.
But so there's like no physical contact sex involved?
Depends.
Oh, it depends.
It can be, I mean, the ideal situation obviously is no physical contact, and it's just like yelling at some, probably I don't think anybody's getting away with less than like probably watching some creep jerk off and seeing the top of his, his little bald spot or something. But yeah, I'm sure that maybe the price goes up if you are, but I think a true findom, no, it's just all about the money, telling them, degrading them, and then, they get to feel some type of way. But yeah, if there's any pay pigs
Aren't we all
out
just
there,
lonely?
We're all so lonely. If there's any pay pigs, honestly, slide into the DMs. You're gonna have to send more than $50 for me to respond to you. I'll say that right now. But I just am wishing everybody a year of abundance. And the positive takeaway for me from this episode is all the women that are killing it, and all the, the men that are feeling some type of way about it. That to me is progress. What do you think?
Big your head. Horse, here we come.
There you go. I think that's the app.